Hey, what's up everyone? AJ Writes Crypto here. I got a really fun type video planned out here for you today. So just today during my live stream, I had a chat that came in and said, AJ, if you had $5,000 in cash right now and you were to build a portfolio with it, what would you do? And this is literally the perfect scenario to talk about and implement a lot of the concepts and strategies I've been talking about on this channel for quite some time. And at the end of the day, your coin selection matters. Your coin distribution matters. Your exit strategy, of course it matters. But what it really comes down to, in my opinion, is what is your goal? And the word goal can be interchanged with what is your plan? Like, what is it you are trying to accomplish with this amount of money? And that at the end of the day is what it always comes down to. So in this video, I'm going to review the portfolio that I've been building and talk about some of the concepts and strategies in that portfolio I've been building on the show. And then I'm going to build a safe portfolio with, if my goal was to 4 or 5x my bag, what I would do, because that's a different scenario than if I was trying to 8 or 10x my bag. And that would be a different strategy and would also require more risk. So with all that being said, let's get into it. Right here is the portfolio I've been building on this channel over the past 12 weeks. The last time I did a portfolio update, I'd bought $1,000 in stable coins. I actually have decided to put that $1,000 into VeChain, but I have not done that yet, waiting on the price to come down a little bit, but that's besides the point. And other than the $750 left in stable coins, this is a $10,000 portfolio, $10,000 invested that I've built on this channel over the past 12 weeks. And I want you to really notice something here. If you look at the two leaders of this portfolio, Algorand and the Graph, notice that these coins, out of all the coins in the portfolio, these are the two coins that are smallest in market cap out of the rest of the coins in the bag. And then we have, VeChain, Quant, and HBAR all relatively, sort of close to each other, like in the top 100, between 10 and 13%. And then the largest coins by market cap, XRP, ADA, Link, have the smallest amount of distribution in the portfolio. And that is for a reason. I am giving the coins with the most room to run. I'm giving those coins the most room to run. And that is how I plan on achieving my goal of a 10 to 12x in this portfolio. An exit strategy video will be coming to your way at some point, but I really kind of want to talk about the reason I do things this way. Do I think XRP could 10x? I think it could, but I think that, a coin like Algorand, a coin like the Graph is much more likely to 10x than XRP. So to start off with this example, I'm going to show you why I don't hold Bitcoin, why I don't hold Ethereum, because at the end of the day, I'm not trying to 2 or 3x my bag. My goal with, my portfolio is to 10x my bag. And if you realize, how large Bitcoin's market cap is, you would realize that it would require $7.8 trillion with a T to 10x Bitcoin. Do I think that could happen eventually? Sure. But by the top of the next bull run, probably not, based off the idea that if you were to add at the top of the last bull run, if you were to add everything together, Bitcoin, Ethereum, all the altcoins, all the stable coins, and add it together, that would have been a little over $3 trillion. And for the top of the next bull run, me, myself, a bunch of other people that are well read on this, a lot of other influencers, we've all kind of mutually agreed on the fact that the total crypto market cap is going to land somewhere between 7 to maybe 10, 11 trillion dollars by the top of the next bull run. So to think Bitcoin is going to 10x, very, very unlikely scenario. So we kind of come down here and look at XRP and what that would take to 10x. So XRP right now is sitting at what, $27.9 billion. So for XRP to 10x, that would require a $279.6 billion market cap to get XRP to $5.14. Do I think this is impossible? No, but the likelihood of this happening, the likelihood of like Algorand or the likelihood of the Graph 10xing is much more likely than XRP 10xing. 279 billion for XRP to 10x, but we look at Algo over here, it would take what? Algorand 10x, it would require only 12.9. So what's more likely to happen? XRP getting to 270 billion or Algorand getting to 12.9 billion. And that's what I mean by the likelihood of something happen in that scenario. And I base a lot of my portfolio ratings based off the likelihood you are to achieve your goal. If your goal is a 12x and you have 60% of your bag is XRP, you're not going to get a high score because the likelihood of that happening is not that strong, if you understand my drift there. So this is what I'm saying, that my concept, my strategy here is to give the coins with the most room to run. I'm giving them room to run. I am aligning my coin selection with my goals, and that has been the strategy with this portfolio. But with that being said, so the point here now, that was built over time. But the point for this video is, if I had $5,000, What would I do if I just build a portfolio with it right now? Well, first of all, I would build a safe portfolio, and I would, and I would consider building a more risky portfolio, with a safe portfolio being, a 4 to 5x. So if I wanted to 4 or 5x a bag, I would pick 5 coins and put $1,000 in each one, so 20% across the board. I would go Chainlink, the cross-chain interoperability protocol, the CCIP. That narrative is very, very strong. Chainlink is going to do very well, but is still a top 20 coin, and its upside is limited by how big its market cap already is. It's that much harder for each X for Chainlink to double and double and double. So, I think Chainlink's going to do very well, but there is a limit to how well Chainlink can do. But if I'm only trying to get a 4 or 5x, Chainlink definitely made the list. XRP, Cardano, certainly both those coins are on the list. And then I would go Avalanche. I think Avalanche is plugged in for probably at least a 6 or 7x, to be honest. But if I'm only trying to 4 or 5x a bag, I would definitely be cool with going Avalanche. So far we have Chainlink, XRP, Cardano, Avalanche. And for the 5th coin, I would say any. And what I mean by any is any of the 5 coins I'm going to use to build the more risky portfolio, which would be the 8 to 10x portfolio. Because you always have to keep in mind, if you go over here and look at, the coinmarketcap.com, right? Or coingecko.com, excuse me. You kind of scroll down, you realize, how big BNB's market cap is, how big Solana's market cap is, and what it would take for those coins to 3, to 5, to 10x. But then you kind of come down here, right? You come on down the list, and right around, HBAR is really where I start to think things are possible, with HBAR only being about a $2.4 billion market cap right now. I think HBAR has a lot of room to run, and what it would take for Cardano to 10x versus what it would take HBAR to 10x. I'm telling you, HBAR is much more likely to 10x than Cardano. Nothing against Cardano. I love Cardano, but you get my point. When I'm trying it's kind of simple math, but at the same time, the further you go down the list, you are taking more risk, and you have to appreciate that, which is why a safe portfolio, I'm not going to build what I would do for a riskier portfolio, but the more risk, the more reward. Scared money don't make money, which is why we are okay with taking on more speculative coins when we are growing our bag. So for my risky picks, for my 8 to 10x portfolio, 5 coins, $1,000 each for a $5,000 portfolio, I would certainly go with HBAR. I would certainly go with Algorand. Algorand's kind of a no-brainer. The roadmap that just came out a little while ago, their technical roadmap for 2024, they're incentivizing consensus with Python coming for more coders in the future with AlgoKit 2.0. They're already talking about AlgoKit 3.0 to opening up more programming languages. The Masari report for Q4 is very, very interesting. Algorand's market cap outpaced the broader crypto market cap, going by 123 compared to 53%, because it has a smaller market cap, because it got pushed down so hard in the bear market. It has more room to run. This is why an Algorand is a must-have pick if you are trying to get more X's into your bag. And not to mention, Algorand added 1.9 million new addresses in Q4 of 2023, a 72% increase quarter on quarter. I mean, this is really a no-brainer. So we have HBAR, we have Algorand, and of course, the third coin for my more risky 8 to 10x bag, I'm going to have to go VeChain. VeChain is now opening up, just as brand new. This just happened yesterday. They have a new grant developer program to offer more funding to grow the community. This focuses solely on funding sustainability-focused decentralized apps in the ecosystem. So they are speeding things up. They want to help the community grow and to have more dApps and programs on the platform. Not to mention, you cannot sleep on the UFC partnership with VeChain. VeChain has more visibility than most coins, not to mention they have one hell of a year planned for 2024. So I would much rather get into a project that has more experience, that has more things going for it, that has had the time to build the relationships than, the shiny new coin on the block that is just getting here, that's new to the space. I would rather side with the coins that have been around for a while, that are building up, rather than, the shiny new coin. That's my personal opinion. With that being said, VeChain has a pretty friendly tokenomics situation. If you come down here and look at the fact that The circulating supply, 72.7 billion are already in circulation, with 85.9 in the max supply, 86.7 in the max supply. They're about 85% of the way there. So we have HBAR, we have Algorand, we have VeChain for the risky 8 through 10x portfolio. The next one I want to go with has to be Quant, very similar to VeChain, has a very friendly tokenomic situation. Basically 98, 99% of the way finished with their supply. We don't want to be in coins where you have to chase the supply up the hill. A lot of people ask me, AJ, why don't you like Gala? Why don't you like Optimism? It's not that I don't like Gala. It's not that I don't like Optimism. I don't want to be in a coin that has to chase the supply up the hill. Those coins both have terrible tokenomics. They'll probably pump, they'll probably do fine, but they're not going to do what they could do because they have to chase their supply. Alternatively, on the other hand, if you look at Quant, it's 99% of the way there. When money comes in, it doesn't have to chase its supply. That price is going up. And I think Quant, is the king of interoperability. Understand that Quant has, 5 million coins less than Bitcoin, and it is only $100. Do the math in your head. Quant is going to do very well in the next bull run. So we have Algorand, we have HBAR, VeChain, Quant, and number 5 on my list certainly has to be the Graph. It is the Google of Web3. It has the AI narrative. The market cap has a lot of room to run. Market cap is only $1.4 billion, not asking for much for the Graph to get to 14 or even 28 billion down the road. I think that is very possible for the Graph. Not to mention, it also has a very friendly tokenomic situation. 9.3 billion already in circulation out of the 10.78 billion in the max supply. So we're looking for targeting coins with really good use case, with heavy utility, with really good partnerships and visibility and friendly tokenomic situations. There's definitely, we are covering all of those bases in that here. So once again, if I had $5,000 and I wanted to 4 or 5x, I would go with Link, Cardano, XRP, Avalanche, and any of the coins for the risky bag. The risky bag, trying to build an 8 to 10x portfolio, I'd put $1,000 in VeChain, 1,000 in Algorand, 1,000 in Quant, 1,000 in HBAR, and 1,000 in the Graph. So boom, there you go. That's what I would do if I were trying to build a portfolio with only $5,000 to go with. And that is all because of the goal. Never forget, the whole point of this is trying to achieve your goal. So if you're at home and you already have a portfolio going, I want you to go coin by coin and say, and I don't want you to say, okay, like I have $10,000, I want to get out $100,000. I don't want you to just say that. I want you to go to each coin, to each allocation, and then personally pick your targets for each coin, like when you're going to exit, when you're going to start exiting, if you DCA out like you DCA in, and do the math on if I sell 20%, like say with Algorand, if I sold 20% at $1.30 and another 20% at $1.50, and then the rest of it at $1.70 or something like that, I would have this much money. And do that for each coin and then add that all together. And what would you have? I want you to plan it as if it's really about to happen. That is how you're going to do this. And I also want you to make those same levels for the way out. I want you to have those same levels if it doesn't go according to plan, and when you're going to sell if it starts to go down. You have to have a plan for this stuff. You have to have a plan. You have to have a goal. Stick to the plan. Stick to the goal. That is how you avoid riding it to the top and riding it back down to the bottom without selling anything. I've seen that story play out too many times to let that happen to my audience. Not up in here. My name's AJ Writes Crypto. Get rich or get wrecked. Later.